Hello. Welcome back to Invest with Intention YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome. I am on a mission to turn 13,000 into 50,000 in 3 years. And today I am breaking down the best ETFs to buy right now for growth. These aren't random picks. These are ETFs I personally own and invest in regularly. I will go through each one, explain why I like it, what role it plays in my portfolio, and why I think it has long-term potential. Quick reminder, this is not a financial advice. I am just sharing what I am doing with my own money. So please do your own research before buying anything you see here. So let's go and talk about ETF number one. As you can see, it's highlighted already, which is SCHG, the Schwab US Large Cap Growth. And as you can see here, I have 66 shares, and I started this position, let's see, earlier this year, in January this year, and I already grow it to 66 shares, as you can see. Okay, so this ETF focuses on large cap US growth companies, and the top holdings, let's see, I'm going to show you the top holdings for this. So let's go here. As you can see, the top 10 holdings: Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Meta, Avgo, Google Class A, Tesla, Google, and Visa are the top holdings for this ETF. And the expense ratio here is 0.04, which is very low. And the long-term track record of this actually outperformed the broader market. So that's one of the important reasons I own it. Another reason is because I try to make it the core position in my portfolio, and it gives me exposure to the best performing companies in the US economy. This is growth stocks, and it tends to be more volatile, but historically they deliver higher return over time. SCHG is my way of capturing that growth while still staying diversified. Okay, so we are going to go talk about the second ETF, which is FTEC, which is the Fidelity MSCI Information Technology Index ETF. This ETF is all about technology. And the top holdings, let's search for the top holdings, FTEC. So the top holdings, let's see, it has some of the ones in SCHG. So the top holdings are Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Avgo, Oracle, Palantir, Cisco, AMD, CRM, Salesforce, and IBM are the top holdings for this company. And tech makes up about 30% of the S&P 500. Is the engine of growth. Expense ratio is also very low, as you can see. Let's see over here, net expense ratio, which is 0.084. This is awesome. It's very low. And why do I own this ETF? I believe technology is the future. Everything from AI, cloud computing, and semiconductors to payment networks. If tech continues to lead, FTech is positioned to capture that upside. This is a sector ETF, so it's more concentrated than SCHG. That means higher risk, but also higher potential returns. And this will lead me to my next ETF, number 3, which is the FXAIX, the Fidelity 500 Index Fund. This tracks the S&P 500, and the top holdings for this. So as you can see, I have 12.7 shares, and I plan to add more shares this week to this as well. So we are going, and let's see when I started this. I actually started this position a while back. As you can see, this one I started it in 2022, October 2022. So it's been exactly 3 years, as today is October 3rd, 2025. So let's go and see why I own this, or the top holdings for this. So let's see. We have FXAIX. Let's see if you can find the top holdings for this. Well, it doesn't really show, but it's the S&P holds the top 500 companies, and the expense ratio is very low. As you can see right here, is 0.015, one of the cheapest you can find. Why I own it? FXAIX is my stability play, also my core position. It gives me broad exposure to the US market, balancing out the more growth heavy bets I am making in SCHG and FTEC. If you want one ETF to hold forever, the S&P 500 is a great position. For me, it's the backbone of my portfolio. So this will lead me to my next ETF, and which is FSELX. I like to call it FSELX. This one is more specialized. It focuses on semiconductors, and the top holdings, let's go and see if we can find the top holdings. The top holdings for this one, let's see. Okay, some of the top holdings, let me see, you can see it here. Oh yeah, here it is. We have Nvidia, Avgo, Broadcom, TSM, we have MU, we have ON, we have MPWR, we have Marvel, we have LRCX, and we have ALAB as some of the top 10 holdings. And the expense ratio for this, let's go back up here. You see that it's pretty a little expensive, 0.62%, but that's typically for sector specific funds. And why I own this, semiconductors are the backbone of technology. AI, cars, smartphones, data centers, everything depends on chips, right? This ETF is definitely more volatile. Semiconductors rise and fall in cycles, but I believe the long-term demand is only going to grow. Owning FSELX is my way of capturing that growth directly. So let's go so I can show you I have, as you can see, 19.7 shares, and I plan to own that more of this. I also have most of these ETFs I'm talking about right now. I have them in my Roth IRA and in my traditional IRA accounts as well, but I'm just building this one. I started this also earlier this year, as you can see, February 28, 2025, and I tend to build it to as much shares as possible. And I also have SCHG. I own it for the dividends, and I want SCHG to balance my portfolio by giving me income and stability. It's not my main growth ETF, but it's worth mentioning since it helps smooth out volatility. So those are my my top ETFs to buy right now for growth: SCHG, FTEC, FXAIX, and FSELX. Together, they give me a mix of large cap growth, pure technology exposure, semiconductors, and broad market stability. I personally hold all of these in my portfolio as part of my 50K challenge. My plan is to consistently invest in them over time. So no matter what the market does, because I believe in their long-term potential. Let me know in the comments which ETF you will pick if you could only choose one. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss my next portfolio update. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.